What's up and welcome to another episode of the Goodcast Show. So this episode is proudly brought to you by Gerak Budaya. Thank you so much for connecting me to these amazing authors. And today we're diving into Hinduism, a topic I love and would love to discuss more, but finally I get my chance. The book today is Divinity in Diversity, Hinduism Illustrated. It's a fantastic book. Links will be shared in the description. Now this book, to sum it up, is an introduction to the main deities in Hinduism. Of course, we have millions, but they have, thank God, narrowed it down to 108, so it makes for quick reading.
Yeah, very quick.
Very quick reading. But it's also, the beautiful part, it has amazing illustrations, hand-painted by the author herself. So my guest today is both the authors. One is the editor and publisher. The other is the author. The author is Dr. Nishanthi Apparow. And editor and publisher Dr. Apparow Sannasai. Father and daughter came out with the book. I'm envious. I hope one day my daughters and I do the same. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
For having us.
No, thank you so much for coming on. Again, I love this book because my personal experience in life growing up as a young man was when I read the book by Amish called The Immortals of Meluha. That sort of reignited my sort of study or research in Hinduism. Yeah. But let's go straight to it. What was the purpose behind you writing this book?
Okay, so usually, when we are living in a multiracial country, so you have friends from all walks of life, Chinese, Malays. So usually they'll ask, who's this blue colored god? Why does your god have an elephant head? Why do I see a snake and a peacock in the same photo? So even some of them even asked, like, you have so many different types of gods. Do you get confused to who to pray to? So that's
they
sort
all
of,
don't look the same.
Yeah, yes. And I realized that let alone them, even Hindus ourselves, we are not sure about the type of gods.
Correct.
That we have when we go to temple. We just follow, monkey see, monkey do sort of thing. So I decided that after my SPM, I wasn't sure whether shall I get a job at McDonald's or shall
become a doctor.
Shall I sit and do something else? So as we were brainstorming, then when I spoke to my dad, and then he said, since you can paint, why not talk about this? So actually in the beginning, I started to write Ramayana. I thought that maybe give a simpler version of it, but then I realized I didn't have the right maturity and the right headspace to write Ramayana. And then I sat and did a little bit of research on gods. Yeah. And I realized that, we have so many different gods.
Yeah.
Even we are not sure why we have so many gods.
Yes.
And are we, like the Egyptian gods or the Romans, where they have, Ares, Zeus, and, Athena. And then here we have, Amman. And then even Amman, we have different forms. Yes. We have Kali, we have Durga, we have Parvathi. Everybody's confused whose wife is which god, So I felt like maybe I can shed some light to help us understand, and also to help the Malays and Chinese in our country to understand our religion better.
Fair enough. Fantastic. And I think in Malaysia, there is a severe lack of retellings and reinterpretation of Hinduism. Yeah. In India, you have a lot. And so that's why I think our knowledge about Hinduism is so limited. But I'm very happy. That's why I wanted to touch this book first, because you're sort of starting the fire, which is amazing. So I would like to go to you, Doctor, as the editor and publisher. When you read this book, when you're editing it, what was your sort of takeaway from going through this whole book?
Frankly, after Form 5, she wanted to write on Ramayana. I told her Ramayana would be a bit heavy. Spiritually, a heavier topic.
Very heavy.
Why don't you come simpler, just write about the gods? And I know that she's a good artist. I've been sending her to the art class since young. And she has developed the thing, and she got A plus for art, SPM. So I said, why don't you use your talents and do this? And my house, what happened, is near the temple. So every time I said, this God, that God, I've been explaining to them. So I said, why don't we choose a topic like this, easier to get the material, and your job is the drawing part, the painting part. That's the tougher part. So easier for me to edit also. At the same time, this type of material, you must be spiritually high level, but we also novice in this area, So I thought we do, and I told her, why don't you do? She gave a good start.
Yeah, fantastic. The art is amazing. In fact, when I was reading this, I was wondering whether You do murals. It'd be nice to hire you to paint a few walls.
So that's how they started. And to be very frank, I learned from her
Okay.
when she started writing and something. Because as editor, you read through, hey, got so many things not to know.
Yeah.
I learned from her.
But how has this book, in your journey writing it, the
Yeah.
painting, how has that changed your perception and relationship with God?
Okay, so when you start off with an ego, because you think that okay, I know enough, and also I can paint, so this should be easy peasy. Then I figured out, okay, let's touch about 108 Hindu gods that are commonly mentioned, that people relatively know. And then as I did my research, only then I realized that what I knew was merely a drop from the entire ocean. Because, like for example, there's this particular goddess, her name is goddess Nidra. Nidra literally translates into goddess of sleep. So we would have not heard about her. But in the scriptures, especially in Ramayana, she's mentioned whereby she was prayed upon by Lakshmana, which was Rama's brother, asking that for the 14 years of exile, I will not sleep because I have to care for my brother. So please don't make me fall asleep.
Okay.
After 14 years, I will sleep and make you happy. So Goddess Nidra said, all right, I'll give you this boon. So Lakshmana did not sleep for the 14 years. And during the coronation of Ram, Lakshmana suddenly burst out laughing. So everybody thought that it was pretty rude. While a kingly coronation is going on, how can you laugh, at your brother's coronation? And then Lakshman says, no, I can literally see Goddess Nidra pleading me, begging me, please go and sleep now, It's already 14 years, it's over. I think you can sleep now. The boon is over.
It's bad for your health, like.
Yes, exactly. And then only I realized that Goddess Nidra, which is the goddess of sleep, without sleep, we are unable to function.
Yeah.
You can be the wealthiest man in the world, you can be the happiest man in the world, but without sleep, you are actually zero. And I've never known this before I did my research, and I thought that you always go for the Trinity, you always go for Shiva, we go
Yes.
for Vishnu,
Yeah.
and then we say which god is bigger than we each, right?
Yeah.
So because Hinduism started so much earlier, we didn't have Islam and Christianity to fight with, so we decided to fight among ourselves. So the Vaishnavites and the Shaivites were fighting each other.
Yeah.
So during at that time, I realized that we have so many gods that have so many stories to be told and to be appreciated.
But on that point,
Yeah.
and you've mentioned it also in the start of the book, you talk about how we have about
Yes.
330 million deities.
Yes.
So I'll pose a question to both of y'all.
Yeah.
If I were a non-Hindu and talking to y'all, what will your answer be to my question? Why do y'all have so many gods?
Now, I would look like this. There are a lot of people in the earth. There's so many people. Frankly, if you pray to, let's say, Lord Ganesha, and I pray to Lord Ganesha, your Lord Ganesha is different. My Lord Ganesha will be different. Because all this is perceptions. So technically, there are two Ganeshas in the universe. One is your Ganesha, one is my Ganesha. That's how that million gods came in.
So are you saying, Doctor, that in Hinduism, which I think this is a very defining point
Yeah.
compared to other
Yes.
religions, our relationship with God, the way I perceive God, whichever deity, depends on me.
Me, yes. It's definitely a personal experience.
Yeah, sorry, Doctor.
Yeah. So for this matter,
She's authority.
Please, Doctor, please, let me talk to her.
okay. So for this matter, I'll just tell you a really small story.
Please,
okay?
go ahead.
So
I love stories.
Yes. So in Hinduism, we believe in Daivata and Adaivata. Daivata is dualism.
Okay.
Adaivata is singularity. So most Abrahamic religions focus on singularity, means one true God, whereas ours is polytheistic. We are like the Romans, we are like the Egyptians, where we believe in many gods, right?
They are like us. Come
Oh,
on.
sorry. Yes. Yes, they are like us. Right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So in that matter, what this talks about is non-dualism is you're talking about everything is one. Evil and good is still God. Morning and day, a day and night is still God. Whereas like how Taoism speaks about yin and yang, That is dualism, whereby you have man, you have woman, you have morning, you have night, you have inside, you have outside. So the concept of yin and yang that keeps everything in balance. So in Hinduism, they speak of both, which in true dualism, you will reach singularity. Now, in this matter, all Hindus know that God is one.
Okay.
But I give you a small cap of one of the stories that I had was when I was in medical school, I had a roommate. So she is a very ardent devotee of Krishna. And she believes in Lord Krishna as everything. And then usually Krishna devotees, they also pray to Narasimha, also a common, the fearsome lion, half man, half lion avatar.
The other avatars.
Yes. So she believes everything is Krishna. So this one particular time I was studying and then she slept off and she had a nightmare. She woke up, she took Krishna, she put it inside her drawer and she took out Narasimha and she started praying. So I said, why are you praying to Narasimha? And then she said, no, I had a very bad nightmare. I'm praying, praying so that I don't, I'm scared. So he will be able to tackle that particular ghost that came in my nightmare. So then I said, yeah, but don't you think Krishna can do the job? Like, what makes you think that Narasimha is capable? Oh, come on. Krishna is a lover boy. You think he can fight ghosts? No. I think Narasimha will be better. So now, I must emphasize here that she's a fellow medical student with me, which means she's not somebody who is not educated or doesn't know. And she's somebody who's also quite well read, and she knows the scriptures as well. Yeah. But at that particular point of time, that state of vulnerability, at that point of time, she felt like Narasimha will get the job done. So now, we are all familiar with the secret law of attraction.
Yes.
So what law of attraction says is you have to be specific with what you ask for.
Correct.
So when you say you're specific when you ask for, what we have done is the Hindus have personalized the gods. When I speak of you of a particular deity, you will have an idea of what kind of person that particular deity will look like or will behave. For example, Muruga. Muruga, he can be stubborn. He doesn't want to listen to his parents. He decided, he wants to go to the hills just because of a mango. Whereas in the other side, Ganesha is probably a little bit more subtle, less angry, the typical goody two-shoes elder boy. So we have a personification. So this personification helps us to relate and ask or pray with more, vulnerability. Like a female, probably if she has any problems with her, let's say gynae problems or some sort of pregnancy or marital issues, I don't think so she will reach out to Shiva because
Wrong
she'll think,
person.
yes, she'll say, men are all the same. I will go to Amman instead and
or as you say in this book, a Mariamman, right?
Mariamman,
Yes.
correct. So I'll go and speak to her. Maybe she'll understand because she's a wife, she's a mother.
Yeah.
So this is what we actually
So is that sort of saying, and I completely agree, because recently, when I was growing up, I always looked at our gods as just gods, right? As it's as if each of them sort of represented the whole arc of a spectrum of responsibility. Then as I grew older and I started reading and learning and watching more content on Hinduism, I realized that actually each god has its own responsibility.
Yes.
So I remember when I went home, even now, because I have children and all that, I completely changed the pictures in my altar.
Yeah.
Because to focus myself. So is that a way why we have so many gods? It's a way to focus our mind to what we want to achieve.
Yes, precisely. Just now we're talking about law of attraction. Our law of attraction, we must be specific in what we desire.
Yes.
I think our sages, long ago,
Knew this.
So that's how they came up with so many gods, In fact, to be very frank, it's only one God. Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu all are one. The Trinity of gods. From one became three. From three became six. Because they must have Shakti sword. So that's how the thing spread, So I believe it has some links with law of attraction. Our sages have already knew about all these things long ago. Even talking about atom, Atom, I think there's one sage, Kachapa, is it? He mentioned about atom long ago. But the atom thing is only discovered now about 200, 300 years ago.
Correct.
So I suppose that's how the many deities came in.
the same thing also about the Shivalinga, which is also,
Yeah.
some say, a representation of an
Yes.
atom as well. So then, how does this, how would you recommend, after making this book, how would you recommend devotees to worship? How would the understanding the different gods and goddesses impact one or change one's worship?
Okay, so in Hinduism we have 4 types of yogas. Yogas means practice. So there are 4 ways.
Yoga is different from yuga, right?
This is different. Yuga is a cycle of time.
Okay.
Yogas is practice. So we have 4 types of yogas that can lead us to Godhead or enlightenment or moksha. So one is called Bhakti Yoga, which is the one that we go to temple, we do archana, we give flowers to God. We say, I'll break 10 coconuts, 100 coconuts for you once I pass my SPM. That is
Have you
Bhakti
done that?
Yoga. Yes, I have.
How many
You
coconuts
say
did you
108.
108 coconuts. My goodness, your arm must have been.
Yeah, so that's Bhakti Yoga. And then we have Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is you do your duty. If you're
Okay.
a son, do your duty as a son. If you're a father, then you perform your duties as a father. And if you're a doctor, do your job as a doctor. So that is Karma Yoga. You don't have to go to the temple. You don't have to do anything else. The third one is called Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is when you practice all these asanas, meditation, and then you do this Surya Namaskar and whatever not. And then the fourth one is called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is you read scriptures, you get to know the religion, you understand, and that's how. So all 4 will lead you to Godhead.
What does that mean, though? When people say it will lead you to Godhead, what does that mean?
Means you break your karmic cycle. Okay, the entire Hinduistic idea is actually just accounts. It's debit and credit. You do good, you add on to your account, you debit, cash in money. Whereas when you do anything sinful, then you get credits.
Okay.
So your assets and liabilities will need to balance out. Once it balances out, then you end your karmic cycle. Now, why do you want to end your karmic cycle? Because you don't want to create more karma. Then it's a non-stop cycle. Imagine being reborn again and again. Of course, not everybody believes in reincarnation, but Hindus, the concept always plays around reincarnation. So hence, it's just accounts, right? So how much you cash in, ka-ching, ka-ching. So the more money you have in your bank balance, the better your life is going to be in the next cycle. So you don't want the next cycle, actually. You want to balance it out and say, look, I'm done.
Close the books.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have an accountant god. It's called Chitragupta. He's the bookkeeping. So he's the right-hand man for Yamadharma Raja, which is our god of death. So in our concept, god of death is actually to help you to settle off your bank account faster. So we don't have a concept of hell as much like how the Christians are.
No, but we do, right? In the Garud Puran, there is Naraka
Yes.
and Swarga.
It's more
Yes,
punishment.
we do Garuda Purana, but it's more to cleanse yourself. Meaning, for example,
Whatever you
it's like
imbalance,
along.
you have to.
It's like along. So they will give you a
By
chance.
the way, nobody has ever connected along to Hinduism. This is the first time.
I'm really sorry, but we have to.
Okay, go
We
on.
have to, right? So it's like
Maybe.
along. So meaning to say, okay, now I'm going to give you 10 months to settle your credits. But let's say your time's up. Then they say, okay, look, I'm going to be hard on you. I'm going to confiscate whatever you have and you're going to go and immerse yourself in this oil bath. Or you're going to, I'm going to fry you alive. So the concept of hell is actually to help you to settle off your plus and minus.
Is because from what I've not finished the Garud Puran, but
Yeah.
I've preached the part which shocked me
Yeah.
because I always thought we never had a heaven and hell, but we do.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Swarga and Naraka.
Yes.
And when we go to basically the purpose, like you say, it's not to punish, yeah, but it's basically to even out your account,
Yes.
to your scales.
Correct,
Yes.
correct, true.
What's the difference between our Naraka and hell
Okay.
in the Western context?
Abrahamic religion, right? Okay, so now living on earth itself, you do experience some pain. For example, a loss of a son, let's say. So it's like 10 years, 17 years of slow, dull, aching pain that is somewhere in between in the corner of your heart. Now, let's say you have completed that pain. So you have done with that karmic cycle. But let's say you prematurely die. Then you go to hell just to clear up that whatever that you're supposed to be suffering in that. You see, when you have immense pain, excruciating pain for 10 seconds, it's equivalent to a long-standing, dull, aching pain. It's, in a way, I'm just putting it in simple words here. So what it does is it evens out your karma. So this concept is more for to clear up your soul so that it breaks the reincarnation, or else you'll be reborn again.
Yeah, you're supposed to go to
collecting-
moksha.
Yes, you want to reach
Which
moksha,
moksha?
meaning to say your soul.
Union with the Ekam, right? The sum of
Yes.
all souls.
Yes.
But I'd like to ask you, Doctor, this question, considering your age and you have more experience than all of us, right?
Yes.
Do you agree with the concept of karma? Do you think that one can reach that balance between good karma and bad karma in your life?
Definitely. I think Swami Vivekananda has mentioned about the Hindu way of life. He specifically mentioned about karma, and he also mentioned about dharma. So he says this dharma and karma will equate in such a way that once you have done it, you can reach your moksha.
Okay.
Once you reach moksha, there is no supposed to be no reincarnation, no rebirth. So our job here, actually, technically, I think, after reading so many books, that Earth itself is a punishment zone.
Wow.
Earth itself is a punishment zone. You are born. Sometimes if you wonder, why this man is my father, why this woman is my mother, you wonder. Then after, when you really think deep, there is some connections. And that's already metaphysics and so on. But this is where I think the reincarnation things works in Hinduism. So Swami Vivekananda says, your job is to do the karma. So your karma is to do the right things. Do the right things the dharmic way. Once you do all these things, then the moksha part will be decided later.
Is karma the same as destiny?
Okay.
Karma is doing.
Karma actually translates to action and also memory, meaning to say sometimes we will have sort of a preformed fate, but we can undo it with our buddhi, with our intellect.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like for example, we have our astrological chart, right? So they already say, okay, in this particular age, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna get married at this particular age. You can't help this and that. But with your intelligence, with your whatever understanding that you have, if you try and do good and be good, you can undo.
Okay.
Yeah. And create good karma.
There's another part which I'd like to share here. Our deity called Lakshmi Devi.
Yes.
She is the one, actually, we all should adore her because she's the one take care of us by giving us the money.
Yes.
And money is essential item. Now, she has 4 hands, The 4 hands represents, one hand represents artha. Artha means money. Another hand represents kama, K-A-M-A, not karma, kama. Another hand
Sorry, what does karma mean, Doctor, for the sake of the viewers?
Yes. Kama here, desire. Fulfilling your desires. We have hunger. We eat food. We are thirsty. We drink water. So that's kama. Then the other one is, other hand is dharma. Once you have this dharma, then the other hand is moksha. So literally they're telling, you earn money in the proper way. Once you earn the proper way, then you use that money, dharta, in proper way, kama. Your desires must be, you fulfill your duties. Not karma, this karma.
Karma.
Our desires done already. Once these are done, then you also have an obligation towards the society. That's where the dharma comes in. You do good. So once these things all settle, then you'll go to moksha. So I suppose the artha part, you must make sure that you use the correct money.
Resources.
Or earn the money in the correct way. So your debit, credit, all is settled there itself.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you come to karma. That means we do our duty. We must take care of our children. We must take care of the family. Even visitors come and we also take care. We are also duty bound to take care of the animals around, neighbors, relatives, and so on. So then the dharma part also comes in. So I think some kind of is a beautifully arranged, So I suppose.
Can I narrate a story?
Please.
Okay, so there is this particular avatar called Nara and Narayana. So Nara, it means human, and Narayana means God. So there was a twin gods. So they were born because there was this particular demon king that
They are the gods, right? They are the protectors.
those
They're
are
not-
Jaya and
they're
Vijaya.
not-
Vijaya. Okay, I'm very confused.
Yes,
okay,
correct.
Okay.
So this is Nara and Narayana.
Okay.
So Nara and Narayana came down on earth because they had to kill this demon, and this particular demon took a boon of having 1,000 armors. So he said, every time somebody kills me, means you get one armor gets deleted. That whoever murders me dies. Meaning to say, a person has to kill him 1,000 times, or 1,000 warriors have to emerge and kill him until he really dies. So he got the boon. And as usual, what demons do after they get a boon? They go berserk. They go bermaharaja leela.
Yeah.
So he went on, terrorizing people. So Nara and Narayana came down, and they decided one person is going to do this yagnas, whereby they're going to pray so that they can get the boon of resurrecting the other person. And the other person goes to war. So when Nara is doing the puja, Narayana goes and kills the demon, and then he dies. And then Nara revives him, and then Nara goes and fights. Narayana does the puja. So they were doing this in a cycle until 999 armors were destroyed, left one. But that was a time when he was going into Dwarapa Yoga, which is Treta Yoga. So we have 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwarapa, and Kali. So Dwarapa is time where Krishna was there. So from Treta, as he was passing to Dwarapa, it was a time change. So everything will have to vanquish to restart again. The one particular thing that will not change is sun god, Surya Bhagavan. He will remain unchanged. So this particular Asura ran for his life because he got one last armor, he cannot afford it. So he ran for his life and hid behind Surya. So in the Kshatriya rule, a warrior rule is that whenever anybody comes, seek for your protection, be it good or bad, you have to protect them, immaterial of what it is. It's like the law. So Surya said, all right, I'll take good care of you. So hence the yuga changed. So Nara and Narayana had no choice but to say, okay, you know what, we have one last son. So the next yuga, they were born as Arjuna. Nara is Arjuna and Narayana is Krishna.
Okay.
And that demon was none other than Karnan.
Karna in
Really?
Bhagavad Gita,
Yes. So
In Bhagavad
Karnan,
Gita.
so how was Karnan
No,
born?
it was Mahabharata.
Mahabharata.
Karna
Yes.
he's my favorite. Okay.
So I'm so sorry to burst your bubble, but the story is only going to get
Oh
worse.
my God.
But he is there, happened to be elder brother of the Pandava brothers.
Correct. He's
Yes.
the eldest. Yes. And he's the strongest, the Mahavir.
Yes. And how was he born? He was born with an armor.
Yes. Oh, that one armor.
Yes.
Okay. And the father's the sun god.
Sun god.
Okay.
So Surya Bhagavan, when Kunti asked for a baby, Surya Bhagavan said, okay, I have one soul with me here, a poor soul. So I'm going to give him to you as a baby. And he was born with a kavacham, right? So Karnan is known for his dharma. He gives, he donates to people without even asking. He just gives. So he's known for that. That is his one big, huge virtue. Everybody says, Kurta, Karnan madre kudukono. If you give, you must give like Karna. So that one good deed, whereby he goes and gives, Indra will come and trick him for the kavacham.
Yes.
So he will give away his kavacham just like that. Although he knows that he should secure it for life.
And
right?
Indra is Arjun's father.
The
Indra.
god of thunder.
God of Thunder,
The king of gods.
King of
yeah.
gods. He's actually the father of Arjuna. So in order to protect his son, he took the kavacham away. So be it whatever it is, Karnan went through a lot of trials and tribulations during that particular time. But because he was a good man, he was a good king, he gave.
Dharma, yeah.
So the 999 armors, the demonic being of his, is completely forgiven, and he had a death of a warrior. Karnan is one of the most important and iconic characters in Mahabharata.
Yeah. Even till this day, even in Indonesia, he's Sri Karna. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think he went to heaven straight away.
He went to heaven straight away. Duryodhana, the Kauravas, even Pandavas for a brief moment had to endure hell, but not Karna because of his giving nature. And Dharma is so happy that, that this particular being has been so donating and, charitable. So that washed off all his sins from the previous birth. So that is actually what they're trying to say. You have to do good karma So all your old karma will, you see, if you notice in Mahabharata, who killed Karna? It was Arjuna and Krishna. Because Krishna is
By the
well
way,
aware.
they killed him in a very tricky,
Yes.
cunning way.
Yes.
You have
So,
to-
which wasn't right.
Yes. No. You see, you must understand Krishna. Krishna is Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu's another wife is Maya. He's a trickster. He does it. He is outwardly a trickster. He says, Krishna didn't bother to be king. He's kingmaker. He's done. He's very good at politics. You know, he did whatever he could to create Mahabharata war, the Kurukshetra war, and hence Bhagavad Gita.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yes.
This is news to me.
Sorry
Okay.
to burst your bubble.
Frankly, I also came to know through her book.
But I think in the start, Doctor, you say, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in your
Yeah.
part, you say this, you say that the gods, because in this book you divide the
Yeah.
gods in Kailash,
Yes.
Vaikuntha, Satyaloka, Indraloka and Buloka. But you say that these are different levels of consciousness.
Yes.
Why do you say so?
Because that's what the scripture mentioned. The scriptures I mentioned that all the lokas, it's all is our subconscious. When, lately I'm reading about Turiya,
No, I've not-
You heard the term Turiya?
no.
Turiya. And then if you go into the modern science, alpha level, beta level, theta level, and so on. So the Turiya thing, whatever you think about manifesting, if you are at Turiya level, it will manifest. I don't know whether you know or not. You have seen going to a very busy area, you want to find a parking lot there. Some find,
Oh, my
find
mother would love this part. Yes, go on, Doctor.
some find parking is very easy. Yes. I want a parking there, it will be there.
Yeah.
Some will search and search and search, cannot park.
Correct.
That's because the particular person who have decided, I want a parking there, he would have touched the Turiya level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning to say you have reached a state where you are very much in connection or in harmony with the environment.
And
So
the
in
Turiya level
state-
actually is basically like this. We are awake. At this level, we are awake. And then you sleep. There's another level. Sometimes you sleep and dream, There's another. The Turiya is above all these three.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's
you're
like
in sync
beyond-
with your environment. Okay.
So this subconscious you're talking about, the loka is that.
So, but initially, there are some schools that believe that the lokas are different spaces where gods
Yeah.
exist.
Yes.
That in this realm, basically realms,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that in this realm, not many of them are here. Besides the 9 immortals and
Yeah.
there's Fula, but
Yeah.
Hanuman, Bhairava all are close. But like Shivan is a very high realm. But
Yes.
do you all believe that, or do you all believe that all this is actually in us? It's a consciousness level.
Okay. The Eastern religions are more inwards.
Yes, correct,
whereby
correct,
we
yeah.
believe that everything is within us.
Correct.
There is even a saying that the reason why Kauravas were 100 and Pandavas were only 5 is actually Pandavas are our
Our
senses.
senses.
5 senses, yeah.
And the Kauravas are all the small little desires, little conflicts that we have within ourselves. And Krishna is our soul, or rather, Krishna is our intellect, spiritual intellect. So in that sense, you can see it both ways. Now, of course, in the scriptures, it has been mentioned like we have so many Puranas. Each Purana narrates differently.
Yes, correct. Different things.
Yeah, different things. So I think maybe because of the age of the religion, so you have a lot of different materials, different narration from different parts of India, different parts of the world. So you have some controversies, or rather different in perspective. But if you see, we have 7 different realms. And then we have Patala Loka, Naga Loka, all these are
All the
lower
lower realms.
lokas. And then we have Krishna Loka on its own, Satya Loka, where Brahma and Saraswati are there. And then we have Vaikuntha, where Vishnu is with Lakshmi and Adisesha. And we have Kailash, and Kailash is seen one of the highest lokas of all. Whether do we believe in it or not, I think it's not my level to say.
No, but do you personally believe it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
No, definitely.
because I think that there is some truth to it, But of course, too soon to say. Maybe next incarnation I'll be smarter.
We'll find out.
No, because I think I believe that these things all exist parallelly. But where you exist, that's the thing. Like you say, you take a child who goes to a kindergarten school. His level of learning is there only. let's say you take another person who is in the university level. He will be thinking, what to learn this alphabet is taking so long. But he has gone to another level. For him, alphabet is nothing. But for the child, alphabets are something very great. So I think the subconscious, all these realms all belong to that area.
Fair enough. I agree too. I mean, it's interesting. Now, and this part I want to go into because I think that one of the things that two things separates Hindus from other religions. One of it is our view of good and evil.
Okay.
So in this book, there are many examples of when asuras worship gods.
Yes.
Demons worship gods, in the pop culture reference.
Yeah.
But gods give boons to the demons. And even you talk about how Ganesha's rat, which I thought was just a vahana, but actually it's a demon.
Yes.
What is your explanation about Hinduism's interpretation of good and evil? Because it's different from others. Others, it's very binary.
Yeah.
True.
Okay,
very true.
I'm gonna tell another story.
Oh, let's go.
Which might question our own beliefs. Okay.
Okay.
So Lord Indra is king of gods. He is governing everyone.
By the way, I just want to
element.
say this. For those who are non-Hindu, Lord Indra in pop culture is
Yes.
Thor. Yes.
Yes,
Thor in Norse god.
Yeah,
the
in Norse
thunder
god
god.
he's Thor. In Roman and Greek he's Jupiter
Zeus.
and Zeus.
Yeah.
Hence the thunderbolt, right? And Olympus is our heavens lah. All right. So now King Indra, or rather Lord Indra, he is this handsome king who is ever youthful and has got this golden complexion, and he is married to Indrani, queen of the heavens. Now he has got a very big weakness. His weakness is women. He loves women, right? So Lord Indra decides that everywhere he goes to, if he sees one beautiful damsel, he gotta have her.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey, you gotta have what you have.
You gotta have her. After all, Lakshmi's hands did mention about desire,
Yes,
karma.
yeah.
So he is just doing his bidding, right? So being king, he can, any maiden that he wants, the whole world, the whole universe rather, his. So he goes after whatever girls that he wants to, and he, has his fun, forcibly or with consent. And this particular character is very unbecoming of a god, let alone the king of gods, right? So there's one particular time where he was so intoxicated with a damsel, that Durvasa saw this Kamaveri, desire in his eyes, and he cursed him to have the whole body with the intimate form of female, meaning the genitalia of a female, the whole body.
Yonis lah.
Yonis. I'm trying to be nice.
Okay, Yonis.
Okay, so the whole body.
You're
so
a doctor.
that-
You can say what it is.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah. So
He can, yeah.
Yeah.
so he had it all over his body, so that everybody will know that since you're so crazy about it, my soul, I give you 1,000 of it. So your whole body is gonna be it. And he was embarrassed, of course, because how is he gonna walk around with one stuck on the forehead, one over his cheek, right? So he decided that this is not the way to go.
He went and hid in a pool,
He went and hid in a pool. So he was very embarrassed and he needed a way out. And then when he prayed, if I'm not mistaken, I think Lord Shiva, when he prayed and he asked and he said that please do something about it. And then he was changed into ice rather than the yoni. So that's how he got his name, Kannairam.
Oh.
Kannairam is another name for Lord Indra.
Okay.
Yeah, Kannairam. So he has 1,000 eyes. What that made him was he made him stronger. So now he is not only omnipresent, omniscient, but he's also
Present.
omniscient. All seeing. So he knows everything. So now this particular character, when you tell a non-Hindu, they'll say, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your gods? I think your gods needs rehab." But but the thing is that this.
I'm just interviewing. I have no part in this, guys. If you're listening.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, but the thing is, because if at all one of the Hindus happened to be a pervert, or let's say he has got the same weakness, and he says, "Hey, like Lord Indra went through the same thing I went. Like the gods know that I too can have a weakness for females, and then it's wrong because he went and misbehaved with a lot of females and he got cursed. Oh, so that's not right. Okay, then I think I better not behave the same way Indra behaved. So the gods are in such way that it's relatable, number one. Number two is there is no black and white.
There's no, yeah.
Yeah, so the Hinduism has already also gave birth to the Varna system, the caste system,
Yeah.
which is actually a superb way of managing a crowd, but unfortunately was misused and taken advantage by our own people. So the Varna system is a caste system where you have Kshatriyas, Brahmins.
It's a
you have-
horizontal system. lah.
Yes, actually it's a horizontal system.
yeah.
They made
Not
it
only
vertical.
horizontal, I think it's a very good economic system.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why India became 27% of GDP because of
Yes.
that, lah, yeah, until the British came. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Very
British
true.
came.
Yeah.
Yes.
Historical records mention that, you know.
Yeah. So it's meant to be horizontal, but we made it vertical because human beings can't do anything good. We need to ruin it
Yeah,
up
we
for
need to,
ourselves.
yeah.
So this Varna system, like this one particular rishi named Vishwamitra, he is a Kshatriya by birth, but he wanted to become a Brahmin, but he wanted to become a sage. So when he embarked his journey, he had so much obstacles because they said a guru will never teach another Kshatriya. He says, I can only teach another Brahmin. You are not fit to be my disciple. So he had many tribulations. And later on, he surfaced as a Raja Rishi, which is the foremost and the strongest of the Sapta Rishis. And so at that point of time, he defeated, or rather, he denied the social norms of being a Kshatriya, a Brahmin, a Sudra. So all this still falls back to your attitude, your behavior, how you are.
So you mean to say that for us Hindus,
Yeah.
it's not about good and versus evil.
Yes.
It's about having a balance.
Yes.
So evil is accepted in us.
I would say that evil is something that you cannot do away. When we were in Satya Yuga, there was a lot of good. So good and evil was very clear. You had beings that were evil and you had good beings. Then after that, we went to Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga, within the same community, you will have evil and good
Okay.
of some balance. Then you went to Dwarapa Yuga. Dwarapa Yuga, it's
Within families.
within families, within the same human beings, or within asuras. You have good asura, you have bad asura. You have good angels, bad angels. Within the same community, you started having good and bad. Now we are in Kali Yuga. It's within us.
Okay.
We have a self-conflict. Sometimes we are Dr. Jekyll, sometimes we are Dr. Hyde.
But is our interpretation of evil the same as Western culture? Because it seems like, for example, Ravana,
Yes.
he's an asura.
Yes.
But we still use the Shiva Tanda that he made.
Yeah.
And, and some communities in India even worship him. So is our definition the same?
No, I think there is a connection that has a Brahmin connections, mother or somebody, isn't it?
Yes. So Ravana is born to a sage and a
Yes.
demoness. So Ravana has got Brahmin lineage, but not so much about the birth. Ravana himself, he is very good with his scriptures. He's an ardent devotee of Shiva,
Shiva, yeah.
and he knows his art and music really well. But Ravana is bad, or rather evil, because of his, again, weakness for women is one. And the other
Really?
thing is...
It was only
Yes.
Sita, what? There was no one else.
No. Before that, there's another lady, Vedavati.
Oh, I didn't know this.
That's a story there.
So Vedavati was the reason why Lanka was down because of Sita. So Sita had a prelogue. Yeah. So there's this particular lady named Vedavati, just like how Indra was. Ravana was flying and he saw this particular lady who loves Vishnu and decided to, forcibly take her. And when he held her hair, her locks, she cursed him and said that your downfall will be because of a woman and because of this desire of yours.
I see.
And she'll burn into flames.
Same as Sati, lah.
Yes.
Same thing.
That's why
Correct.
in Ramayana, we hear only Rama has only one wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that he will not focus on other women, only one woman, that's Sita. And he comes and vanquishes Ravana because of this. Of the curse.
It's so much. Back to your question about good and evil, right? What they're trying to show is that you can be born in a bad condition or in a bad environment. Let's say everybody in your family are demon and demons, subjectively putting it. But you can turn good based on your karma, meaning to say based on your actions. If your action is good, you can become good. And when you say good and bad, it's based on dharma.
But I think we should be clear also when we use the word demon, it's
Yes.
very different context in Hinduism than
Yes.
Western. Western is demons are just clearly bad.
Bad, yes.
Whereas asuras have goodness to them as well in
Yeah.
terms of their spirituality
Yeah,
and all
true,
that.
very
Right?
true.
So, in that sense, is something like Middle Earth. We have dwarfs, we have elves,
Yeah.
something like that. We also have different creatures. We have dwarfs. Kubera is a dwarf, Lord Kubera, and then we have what do you call it? We don't have elves, but we have Gandharvas, who are male angels, and we have the nymphs, who are known as Apsaras, like Menakha, Urvasi, and Rati.
Who
and
came
whatever
out from
not.
the churning of the ocean.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. That's right. I don't know if it's okay for me to mention about this one particular story. So Menakha is an Apsara. She's known for her beauty. So she is one of the Apsaras who seduced Vishwamitra, who's the Raja Rishi, and gave birth to Saguntala, Princess Saguntala, who gave birth to Bharata, who soon became the king of the entire India.
India.
Hence how India got its name
Bharat.
Bharat, right? So when Menakha was in the heavenly chambers, so Lord Indra, there was a particular time in Mahabharata where Arjuna was unconscious at the next to the particular lake, So Indra took him and said, "Come, you're my son. Let me give you, forget about the world, forget about your exile. I want to give you a good time. So I'm bringing you to the heavens, and you can enjoy all the heavenly food and
Okay.
wine and dances and whatever not." So at that particular time, he sent Menakha, the prime of nymphs, meaning to say the main courtesan,
Yeah.
and sent her to his chambers
Okay.
and said, "Make him happy. He's my son. Make him happy." So Menakha went in, and Arjuna said, "Mother, with all due respect, you are my ancestor. Literally, you are my great grandmother. So I cannot have sexual intercourse with you. But please don't see this as me denying you. I know your advances. I respect it. But I know that I will anger you because I'm denying your sexual advances. But I have to say no. I have to decline respectfully because I'm your great grandson." So Menakha was both proud and angry at the same time. Because she says, "Look, I am
Like most
literally..."
women.
Yeah. Let's not get into that. So,
These are the gods trying to educate us. Educate us back.
Actually, a lot of meanings.
yeah.
A lot of meanings.
So, what she did was, "Look, I'm very happy that you acknowledge me and you're being respectful. But at the same time, do you know I'm the hottest girl in town? You can't do this to me. You cannot say no to me. I don't want people to say, 'Oh my God, Menakha has been declined by a man.' So that for me is an insult. Therefore, I'll curse you, but that curse will prove to be beneficial for you during your exile." So during the exile, the plan was Pandavas were not supposed to be seen by none of the Kauravas should catch them alive, right? So he turned her,
Much.
she turned him into a eunuch. So he became the handmaiden for one of the queens. So nobody could recognize him. The great Prince Arjuna, the most masculine of men in the Kuru dynasty, and he have made him into a eunuch.
Yeah.
And he was a handmaiden, and that's how he actually survived his exile. So that particular form of his is known as Aravan,
Okay.
and that's the deity that the Aravanis pray to, the Tirunangais.
I see.
Yes, because he's a man
As a eunuch.
who is in the form of a transgender.
The same with Shikandi, who is the first eunuch.
No, second day,
Yes.
son.
Yes, that I not the son, Lana. Shikandi is the first eunuch, yes.
Yes.
But this one here is because here is based on the scriptures, right? There's no connection whatsoever, actually.
No, I don't know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that that's
Yeah.
one point that which I want to get to later, which is
Yes.
how advanced Hinduism was.
Yes.
Because even till then, we were talking about all things that now only the Western is
Yeah,
doing.
in fact, they already gave them a place.
Yeah, they gave them a place already. In fact, they were very well respected, right?
Yeah.
Like that scene. Okay, so another part of Hinduism that I think separates it from others is it's the dark side of it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to show a picture.
Oh,
But This is Chinnamasta.
Yeah.
This is a form of one of the Mahavidyas. And of course, this is a more PG-13 version. There is others.
Yes.
Now, for people who have seen pictures of Chinnamasta, pictures of Bhatrakali and all that, right? There is that dark side, the ferocity, the rage and the terror. Why do you think we have deities like that?
Okay, so these are tantric goddesses and gods. So you must understand that our religion is very old. So we have to cater to different walks of life, different desires. Some of us just want to get married, have children, and have a happy domestic life, whereas some wants to conquer the world.
Yes.
So you have to have different gods for different desires. So tantric gods and goddesses, they are I would say the tantric element itself is very gory and can be quite gruesome. And the ordeal here is you are extremely detached from material world. So even Ganesha has a tantric Ganesha. Like Vigneshwari, there'll be a female version of Ganesha in the book. Later on, you'll be able to see. She is a Siddha. So she is completely different from the Ganesha that we know. The sweet, cute, cuddly, the one who eats modagam. No. There, Ganesha is ferocious, and you have to be very careful when you do sadhana for these tantric gods and goddesses. So why do we have them is because for bigger desires actually. So we have a lot of people who wants to not say conquer the world, but rather than that, I think for bigger goals in life, aims, political gains. So sometimes you need larger energies. And also sometimes we do have this, of course some say it's black magic, but in these terms it's not really black magic, but
It's just a different energy.
You're tapping into an energy form that you want to experience, so that it's a different realm altogether. There are some tantrics who enter the state of orgasm, whereby they try and invoke goddesses like Matangi, which is the dark side of Saraswati, and then you have Kamala, who's the dark side of Lakshmi, and then you have Kali, Bhadrakali, Bhairavi. So this type of energy is a different sort of energy. Now, if you ask me, why do we need this sort of energy? It's something like weapons. You have knife, you have curries, you have nuclear missiles, and then the atom bombs and all whatever not. So the capacity or the catastrophe varies, and it is not easily controlled. So you have to use it wisely.
Doctor, I'd like to ask you then, do you think Hinduism, there is a danger to it as well? Because there are some deities that we are warned to not worship unless we are guided, like these gods. For example, like the form of Ganesha you mentioned, he is said to not, you don't worship him at home.
I think that's one of the reasons why we are particular to have a guru.
Yes.
A guru guides you correctly. If you don't have a guru, I think you'll go way later. So they insist that you must have a guru to guide you.
Yeah.
So,
But there is a danger element though. There is I don't say danger in the traditional sense, but there is a fear in terms of a respect that you should have for different entities.
Yes.
They are not all the same.
you see, our scriptures, they are definite that they want you to follow the protocol. You earn money correctly, you spend it properly, you do some good deeds, and you go to moksha. If you don't follow the cycle, you will have other things. So I suppose that's why these people, they don't have gurus, they go wrong.
Wrong way.
Wrong
They
way.
can't handle the energy.
They can't handle the engineering.
Yeah. Now, very interestingly in this book, again, it's a sort of a comparison between the Western and our philosophy.
Yeah.
When I say Western, I mean pop culture, what is currently, right? And one thing, you say Lord Shiva represents destruction.
Yeah.
What's the difference in the meaning of interpretation of destruction as we know it now, as opposed to what actually Lord Shiva represents when it's said that he represents destruction?
Okay, so now, very simple. Everything is about balance. In medical terms, you call it homeostasis. So when you have something new, something is created, Brahma creates it, and then Vishnu preserves it. Let's talk about a flower. Now the flower blooms, from the bud blooms into a full blossom, and then Vishnu preserves it, gives it enough water, enough light, enough nutrition, and then Shiva destroys it. So now is Shiva the bad guy? I mean, such a beautiful flower. But now without Shiva, Brahma cannot create another flower. And without Brahma, Vishnu will have nothing to preserve. So this is a cycle of life. Is the lion is the king of the jungle, but when the lion dies, who eats it? The weakest of the food chain, right? The parasites, the worms, the earthworms eat it. So is the earthworm stronger than the king? The king of jungle now. So it's actually a circle of life. So this destruction here varies in many different ways. Now you can have bad and good. For example, Shiva, he is actually the potential energy. If you see him, you're always meditating. He is always there, but he doesn't make too much a noise. He's just with himself and everything. And from that potential energy, when you let it go, let's look at water in a dam. For a very long time, you have the dam closed up, and then when you let it go, it becomes kinetic energy, such huge power, and that is Shakti. So what is definition of energy? Energy is something that's not created nor destroyed. It has multiple forms,
Transform to one form.
transformed to one form to another, which is also the definition for God in every religion. It cannot be created, it's not created, it's not destroyed, it just changes in different forms. So we're actually looking at different energies translated into different forms that we are seeing in our daily life. So when it comes to destruction, sometimes destruction is good. And what sort of destruction? That doesn't mean that, okay, after seeing this interview, maybe one Hindu says, okay, I'm going to destroy my dad's car and I'm going to call it's good. I'm doing Shiva's work, So I'm not going to...
What an example, man. What a sharp turn you took.
Yes. No, but I'm not encouraging that. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes we need our egos destroyed. We need our false sense of self destroyed.
So again, it's more of a metaphor for ourselves. Right?
Yes.
It's a battle within us.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you notice, who is Shiva's Vahanam? It is Nandi.
Nandi.
And Nandi is a cow. So cow has a very subtle character, very
More
sadhu.
sadhu, yes, yeah.
And all it does is just sits in quiet and peace. It is a peace-loving creature.
Yeah.
So you have to be in that way in order for you to become Shiva. Who is Shiva? Shiva is actually, like Sadhguru, he calls him Adi Yogi, means the first realized soul. So he sees him as a human being actually. But
Sadhguru calls Shiva
as Adi Yogi, he
Because
doesn't...
apparently in previous, I think a few more interpretations of Hinduism,
Yeah.
Shiva was actually a man.
Yes, correct, that's right.
And then he became God through his
Sadhanas.
Yeah.
That is definitely a concept. But actually, when I was doing the research for the book, I realized that actually we have 36 different trinities, different combination of trinities, 36 different trinities along the way. Meaning to say much earlier.
36.
When I was
36.
editing a book, I also got puzzled.
Yeah. Actually, in the beginning,
Wow.
in the beginning, we didn't have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva when Hinduism was very young. And
In fact, at this yoga, at this time, our Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, isn't it? We say Brahma is a creating God, Vishnu is a preserving God, and Shiva is a destroying God. Before this, who else? Varuna.
yeah. So we have 36 different combinations, right? So we had even much
Even
earlier.
fire.
We had we had Surya.
The elements.
Yes, we had Agni and we had Varuna. So Surya is sun god because everybody prayed to the sun. Even if you look at animism or much earlier prehistoric religions, they like to look at the sun as a god. And then we had Varuna, which is the god of seas.
Water, Shiva.
Yeah, seas. So Varuna very similar to Poseidon and Neptune, and then sun god, of course.
Again, they
Yeah.
are very similar to us.
Sorry, yes.
Get the order right.
Yes, my mistake. Okay,
They copy it from us. Come on.
yeah, and then Agni. So Agni is a very rough, raw energy. So
The purest of all, right?
yes, purest of all. So much later, if you notice, Agni has very similar characteristics of Shiva. Rudra, he destroys, he's a fire, and then he's not as neatly dressed as the other gods, So it took, they had their own evolution, and then Surya became Vishnu, and then there were time where Indra was part of the Trinity, and then Varuna was much later forgotten, became prehistoric, and then much later the one who took over was Shiva and also Vishnu. So much later, Vishnu and Shiva were mentioned more frequently because they were becoming more evolutionized. better, better thought, better figured.
Even now also, Brahma is being forgotten.
Yeah, yeah.
We are slowly neglecting him.
Yeah.
Because of that story, right? The one
Yes.
with the flame, and only one
Yes.
temple. I think there's only one temple in India. I think that's
Yes, there's only
Brahma.
one temple, but actually Brahma, he's all knowing. He has got 4 heads compared to us with one.
One to stare at
So,
Saraswati.
yes.
Again, man, these
Yes,
gods.
again, exactly. He's so happy with his creation
Yeah.
that Brahma has 4 heads because of,
One of
he
it-
want to look at Saraswati
so they
at
want,
every
yeah.
direction she runs to.
Now,
So,
yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
sorry. Back to this. Brahma, the reason why he didn't want any temples actually it was him. He purposely allowed the sage to curse him so that he doesn't have any temples was because he, as a creator, also is the one who writes our fate. So he says he doesn't want to let down his devotees because what will we pray to or pray for when we see Lord Brahma? Oh Brahma, can you please change our fate? Or can you please change my fate? Things are not going good for me. I do not know what you have written on my forehead, but you need to change it. And Brahma can't do that.
Okay.
Hence the reason why we don't have his temple.
But in all of this, right, because you do mention it once in the book, I think several times, but in all of this, Trimurti and all this,
Yeah.
where does the Adhi Para Sakhti stand?
Okay, Shakti is a very interesting deity. She is we have this term called Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is the soul, or rather the being, and then or the consciousness, and Prakriti is all the material things that we have in our world. So we tend to sometimes we think that we are so high up and so educated and so knowledgeable. We think that we don't need material things to live. But there'll be a time where both Shiva and Shakti will be gambling. I wouldn't say gambling, playing dice. That's a
Playing dice.
better word. So playing dice, and
Which is
then
a sort of gambling, right? That's how, what's his
Saguni.
name? No. In the Mahabharata, he
Saguni.
loses the...
Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira, yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Loses, Saguni is smart.
Yes,
So,
yes. Very, very.
yeah. So when they were playing dice, Shiva was losing to Shakti. So he cheated, and then finally he was in the beginning he just put his trident for for the dice game, and then Shakti took the dice, and then after she took his serpent, the crescent in his hair. So everything she took over, and then Shiva said, "Hey, I think this is too much." And he said, "No, it's okay. You're just material world anyway. You're just material stuffs. I can do away without material things." He just said that, and Shakti was very offended, and she said, "How dare you? So you think that just being is enough? All right, I shall vanquish then." So she just disappeared from the world, from the universe. The entire place was barren. Nothing was going on. Nothing. Absolutely no water, nothing. Because Shakti is not there. Energy. There's no energy at all.
Yeah.
So Shiva was like, what am I to do with this? I can't do anything. I need Shakti back. And she reincarnated as Annapurna in Kashi.
The food god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that denotes material is actually food, nourishment. We need nourishment. So that is energy, right?
So Shakti is the force of creation.
Yes. So Shakti makes Brahma create. Shakti allows Vishnu to preserve.
As a woman, I see you're very happy saying this.
No, in fact, Amma, is it
I was trying to be subtle.
in Amavaru you mentioned, Shakti, she gave birth to Brahma.
Yes, I wanted to touch that actually. Yes.
Then she gave birth to Vishnu.
Yeah.
I also say,
Yeah, which is interesting because when you say that, I was reading it, I was like, wait a minute, that means there were gods before
before them.
Trimurti? Yeah.
So it's like this. It's again the egg and chicken story. Okay. So Shakti, without Shakti, actually the understanding here is without energy, Brahma cannot create. Right?
Wait. So, sorry, just because on the
Yeah.
previous point about Adhi Para Sakhti.
Yeah.
So is she the potential energy from which the Mahavidyas come from?
Yes. She's the nerve.
So is
the name,
she the prime moving force? That means she is the one god? Because
Okay.
you do talk in this, you say from one god we have
Yes.
many manifestations.
Yes.
Is Adi Parashakti that one god?
No. No, yes and no at the same time. Okay, so how it is I know I may sound like a politician, like I'm just going
you
in
should. I
circles.
think elections coming up. You should join. People ask you questions, yes and no at the same time.
Yes. So Adi Parashakti as the name denotes, she is Adi,
The
first, and Para Shakti, all of the energy, right?
Male and female.
Male and female. So now Adi Parashakti is the one that gives rise to the three murtis, and she gives a part of herself as Shaktis for each, which is Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Shakti herself.
So
which is
Shiva and
Parvati,
Brahman comes from her.
comes from her. That is one. We have six. Okay, again we have six rivers in Hinduism. Shaktism, Vaishnavism. Shaktism is Shakti being the primary god or goddess, and then Vaishnavism where everything comes from Vishnu. Shaivites who believe that everything is Lord Shiva. Ganapatism, everything is Ganesha. Muruga, Skandism, which is Muruga. And last one is called Smartism. Do not ask me where I got this name from. Am I making it up? But Smartism believes in all gods coming together as one.
Okay.
So-
and we call this as Agama.
We call this, yes. These are the six sects of Hinduism.
Okay.
So so each and every sect will deny the other as the greater one.
Of course.
And for
I
example,
think that's what is happening now in the world.
World, yeah.
Yeah.
And we Indians are very good at that.
yes, we started it.
We started, yeah. Blame our gods.
Yes. I mean, they are divided. Why not us?
Why
right?
not us? Yeah.
So in Shaktism, they'll say everything came from Shakti,
Okay.
which makes sense because energy, everything is energy, right? And Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva can't work without energy, and they all need a mother. Everybody needs a mother. So that mother form is Adi Shakti.
Okay.
But when you look at Lord Shiva himself is the first realized soul. He's seen as the first realized soul of the entire creation. So he is can be the Ishwar, you know. We call the God, that one God, as Ishwar. So it can be a Ishwara, it can be a Ishwari. If it's Ishwari, most of the time, of course, we look at Shakti. But if you look at Brahma, he can be Brahma also because he's the grandfather of the universe, he's the creator. And then we can be Vishnu also because from Vishnu comes Brahma, from the navel, right? And then from Brahma, he creates the world. And then if you look at ISKCON, they have this beautiful painting where from Krishna comes Vishnu, from Vishnu comes Brahma, and then another Vishnu, and then another Vishnu. So
Endless of Vishnus.
endless of Vishnus. And time in Hinduism, unlike the Western culture, ours is cyclical.
Yes.
Whereas the Westerns look at it as a linear time concept. So when you see it as circular, you have Kali Yuga, short period of Kali Yuga, and then it goes to Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga again, and then Satya Yuga again. So this thing is cyclical. And when you want to
In
complete...
fact, another mystical thing is Satya Yoga is there. Treta Yoga. Treta Yoga is half of Satya Yoga.
Yeah.
So
Then
they all
It just
connected.
gets shorter and shorter.
Then Treta Yoga, after that is Dwapara Yoga. This is half of that.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Kali
Kali
Yoga.
Yuga.
Kali Yoga is half of Dwapara Yoga.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's a cyclic.
Cycling. Okay.
Cycle. So once you finish one cycle, you'll go to another cycle. So you'll have universe born, universe created, universe destroyed, again follows. So it just goes on and on and on again.
Well, maybe you must tell the story about the three gods went to this lady, you know.
No, but this is on
yeah.
that, Doctor. There's
Yeah.
also that story of Hanuman
Yeah.
when he protects Ram before Ram goes, and then he goes down to get the ring, and then he
Yes.
keeps seeing the ring, right?
Yes.
So on that point, in Hinduism, because we do know that the current pop culture fascination with the multiverse comes from us, right?
Yes.
But what is our perception of multiverse? Do we believe it? Is it like the Westerners where it's stacked, or how is our multiverse compared to theirs?
Okay, so our multiverse is, of course, Spider-Man and Flash have their own concept where they think that it's somewhat parallel.
It's parallel, yeah, it's
At the
stacked,
same
right?
time, it's stacked, right? Ours it isn't like that. Meaning to say, ours it goes in a cycle. Meaning to say, once you're done with A, B, C, D, then you will come back to A.
Okay.
Because ours is cycle within cycle, cycle within cycle. So if you look at like sound waves, right? You have an amplitude and frequency.
Yes.
And then within that amplitude and frequency, within that wave, you can have a smaller amplitude and frequency. And then within that, you have a smaller one. You understand what I mean?
There's
So
no
meaning to
such thing
say,
as straight line.
yeah,
There's no straight line. There's always up and down.
Okay.
yes. And
Okay.
and it is believed that I can't remember the exact number, but so many thousands of years is equivalent to Brahma's one day. And Brahma so many thousand of years is equivalent to Vishnu's one day. And Vishnu so many thousand of years is equivalent to Shiva's one day. So this concept of time is extremely subjective. I'm not going into the depths of it because even Interstellar was tough. Inception was also tough. So that's not.
Maybe you must tell him the story about Dattatreya.
Yeah. So
That will make it interesting,
yeah. So there's this one particular time where Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma paid a visit to this particular female, or rather, sage's wife, Aditi, and she said that, and then she said that they went to go and talk to her and reprimand her about something, and then she said, no, they actually saw her, wanted to see her nude, or rather without a cloth.
Want to test her.
Yes, want to test her to see how much she's pure. And at that point of time, what she did was she
Use
straight
the
away
civic
she knew that they were disguised as Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. And then what she did was, okay, no problem, because they disguised themselves as hermits, and they said that before we eat, we want to see you in nude
form.
to see whether will she get along with it. And then she knew who they were because of her piety. So what she did was, she said, sure, no problem. She turned them all three into babies, and she showed them nude. So when you're a baby, it's like seeing your mother, being breastfed by your mother. So there's absolutely no pervertism or nothing, about it. So she actually breastfed them, and hence she became the mother of the Trinity. And these three gods merged together, became Dattatreya.
But
It's a deity
Dattatreya
called
itself
Dattatreya.
is another
Sage.
beautiful
Yes.
concept that comes out from Hinduism.
Yeah.
Where there's a Brahma there's a Vishnu there is also a Shiva there. In one God.
Yeah, Dattatreya is all three combined.
Combined.
Yeah. So in this concept, what I would like to say is actually, for example, like Kali, right? Kali is the fearsome form of Parvati. So Durga is a lot of energy, but she's more like a missile. You tell her to go and
She's
attack.
very specific.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like very controlled. You tell her to go and do A, she'll go and do A. But Kali isn't like that. Anything that comes around her, she's like a nuclear bomb. I don't care. You're the military, not the military, the civilian. I don't care. I will just blast everyone.
Yeah.
And Shiva had no choice, but the only way to stop her was to stop at her tracks and
He
say,
self-sacrifice.
yes, only for her to realize that, okay, you know what, it's my wife. But I think the real truth that Kali was trying to say is, any husbands who are having trouble with your wives,
Just lie down.
turning to Kali, just give up.
Just maintain.
Just give up, yeah.
I think all men agree with this. But on that note, of course, there are many forms in this book because I pray to Lord Shiva only.
Okay.
Not for it just happened like that. I don't know.
Yes.
Don't ask me how.
Yes.
And there is one form of him where he's half Shivan, half Parvati.
Oh, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Ardhanarishwara.
Yeah. What does that mean though?
Okay. In every person, we
By
have.
the way, that's in the book. I'm just, yeah.
No, in fact, it's a beautiful concept.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
So in every person, every individual, we have feminine qualities and masculine qualities.
Yes.
Some females are slightly more dominant. They have a little bit more what we term as masculine traits.
We call it tomboy.
Yes. and you have some guys who are probably a little bit on the softer side, right?
Yeah.
So in what the concept of Ardhanarishwara is saying is that you can have those traits within you. You can be a very feminine male. You can be a very masculine female, and there's nothing wrong about it because you are just embracing your own qualities. Because every individual is unique on their own way. That's one. Number two is that it's also to show that Shiva and Parvati are equal. So there was this one particular debate where all the Trinity gods decided to, have an evening snack, and as they were talking, they decided, hey, what about female equality, So Brahma said, for me, the most important part of my body is my tongue, because my tongue is where I whisper creation to come to life.
Okay.
So I'm going to put Saraswati on my tongue.
Okay.
Gave her the most important organ of his body. So Saraswati is sitting in Brahma's tongue. Then Vishnu says, oh, my organ is the heart. So I'll put Lakshmi in the heart, my heart. So Lakshmi is always there at my heart. It's the most important organ in my life. Then Shiva says, oh, but I myself am so important.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give half of my body to my wife.
Yeah.
Because actually, he's actually scared of his wife. Because if he gives anything else, she might go berserk on him. And he can't do the
And
Kali
again, he
thing.
has to lie down. Yeah.
Yes. So he was smart enough and he decided that I'm going to give half.
But is it? Am I right to say that because in this book you sort of allude to the fact that that's where the term better half comes from?
I would like to take credit for that. I like Hinduism to take credit from that, but I'm afraid it's not. But in that note, that's the reason why there are many instances in Hinduism that mentions about having mixed genders. One is Aravan, like I mentioned earlier, where you have your Aravanis portraying to him. Then you have Ardhanarishwara. So if sometimes some of us are homophobics, right? We don't really embrace gays and transsexuals. Some older generation don't even agree to, what nonsense is this? It's like a modern society illness or something. But long ago in our scriptures, they've already established
Identified
that you can
As what?
you can be a transgender, you can have feminine qualities and masculine qualities within yourself.
I think one story, I mean, of course, Swami Ayyappan is in this book,
Yes.
but of course, his creation. Technically,
Yes.
it's Shivan and Vishnu.
Yes.
Correct.
The Hari
Yes.
and the Haran.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mohini.
that's another concept,
Yeah.
which is a beauty there. The Hariharan, what I gathered from my reading is last time there was a big war between the Vaishnavites and the Shaivites.
Okay.
So the sages must have decided, let's unite them by giving them a god. So they created Ayyappa,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hariharan.
Yeah.
So you can't fight. You're fighting for whom?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how the Ayyappa thing came in. It became such a way that subdued the whole fight, between the Vaishnavites and Shaivites. I think that's one film by Kamal Hassan,
That's how that.
Dasadaram.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
I didn't see that. So in that movie, it did tell about earlier the Shaivites and the Vaishnavites were really fighting,
Yeah.
like war,
To bring light to this concept, actually, I think Hinduism has gone through a lot of evolution. So the Crusade War, killing, honor killing, or even trying to convert people, we have done it all. The Hindus have done it all.
done it
We are
all.
done and dusted. Now we are at the point, Now we are just,
Now we,
yeah.
now we are
Let you all fight.
now we are accepting all parts.
All parts.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a good point because you talk about the Mahavishnus
Yeah.
and you include Buddha in it.
Yes.
Some people include Balaram in
Balarama,
it, right?
yes.
The Balram is an earlier concept, but now I think many Hindus accept Buddha as
Yeah.
the 8th or 9th.
He's
Krishna is 8th.
yes,
Buddha is 9th.
avatar.
9.
Balram is taken out.
Okay, so Dasavadaram is actually the evolution of man. First is Matsya, fish.
Fish.
You are one element creature. You only can think one way. You are
Yes.
simple.
Yes.
Right? And then next is Matsya, then Kurma.
Yeah.
Kurma is the tortoise.
Tortoise, yeah.
So tortoise is two element, water and land.
Okay.
Right? And then the third one is Varaha. Varaha is a land creature, but he's a scavenger.
The ball.
The
Yes,
ball. Yeah,
Varaha, the ball.
Yeah, ball.
Okay.
He's a scavenger. So he is on land, but he's always digging for something. He's a scavenger, like he's I wouldn't say a low life, but in the food chain, like a little bit more on the scavenger, lowest in
By the
the
way,
food
today you
chain.
offended a lot of gods.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
yes. Unfortunately.
Then
Yeah. Then we have
Narasimha.
Narasimha. So Narasimha is man who's half lion. So he has beastly character in him.
Which is symbols of the barbarians and all.
Yes, that's right. So he's not so sure of what he's supposed to be doing, but he's this anger and rage. And then we have, after Narasimha, is Vamana.
Vamana.
Vamana is a short human being. He's a dwarf. So he is not fully formed, but he's getting a concept because he over there is a Brahmin, right? So he's getting a concept of principles and this is the rights and wrongs. And then we have Parshurama. Parshurama is a Brahmin who behaved like a Kshatriya. He went on a killing spree, he said.
because they're going to kill his mother.
Yeah. So God heavens, I'm going to kill every living Kshatriya there. And he turned himself into one.
He's the one who introduced the martial arts to the world. Yes.
Correct. So Parashurama was a man who is a Brahmin, but he couldn't confine himself to a certain communal or rather social norm. He was a rebel. And then we have Ram. Ram is the principal human being.
perfect man.
Yes, the perfect man. And he did everything right. And everything went wrong for him, but he did everything right despite those problems. Don't ask about Sita, that's a whole different chapter. Okay.
I think sometimes you feel sorry for him, He went and rescued her and yet he got bad name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ram. So it's not easy being Ram, and he did it anyway. And then we have Krishna. Krishna's done being human being. He said, look, I'm God, and I'm going to play politics as well as I can and do the greater good, right? And then after Krishna, we have Buddha. Buddha was God. He created a whole religion on his own. And if you ask me, there are parts of Buddhism that I think is a refined form of Hinduism.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sister religions.
Yes,
Yeah.
sister religions. In fact, more less violent and more giving. And then after Buddha, we are waiting for Kalki.
Kalki.
So Kalki is supposed to be someone who comes down and because Kali Yuga, right? You need someone to come and finish the
End
show.
it all, yeah.
Yes. So Kalki.
So, but are these manifestations of Vishnu a representation of man, or are they actual beings?
No, actually, there's a theory here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
He came up with the theory of evolution. I think he did mention about survival of fittest and so on.
Yeah.
So I think these stories relate to that, his discoveries in biology,
yeah.
So
But there are historical proofs showing that Rama did exist 7,000 years ago. Like Ram Sedu is one, and then finding Hanuman's footprint, and then also the depiction when they were searching for Sita. Sugriva would say that if you go down south, then you will find this golden city, which is Lanka, and then if you go up north, you will see the Mount of Kailash. And then if you go right, you go left.
Yeah.
So at that point of time, they wouldn't have mapped out. And then they did mention there will be a Trisul on the most west of the world, which is actually in part of America.
South America.
Yeah, South America, that's right. So this, them mentioning in our scriptures is rather, I would say there is a historical Ram, there's a historical Krishna. And I don't think so these are myths. Maybe there are some added features to make them better or nicer to hear. But I definitely think there's no smoke without fire.
But, sorry, Doctor.
now I believe this Hinduism is addition of knowledge, Sanatana Dharma. There is no real founder. Sometimes we come to think about it, they don't, when you go delve inside, I think they don't even believe in God.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I think a lot of people may look at it at first, but once you go in, then
there's
it's
no God.
it's a rabbit hole.
Yes.
Like God meeting a person, so God will address him as, you are my creator.
Yeah.
And we create God.
Yeah.
So it is a very, I don't know what you call that.
This concept, let me just say, for example, like yourself. Okay, now you're a person. For us, you are a friend. And then for some, you might be a brother. For some, you're a father. For some, you're a husband and
No,
son.
just one. Don't say
Yeah.
some.
I'm sorry.
Don't put me in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, for one person, you're a husband, right?
That's Krishna, not me.
Yeah. Yes. So, are you singular or plural now?
Definitely, we exist in different forms. We take on different forms.
Yes. So
yeah.
that's exactly what, hence the title also.
But one thing that I was looking for in this book,
Yes.
you don't include the 9 immortals.
Okay, so
But
they are
you do
mentioned.
include, you do include, I think call them devotees.
Chiranjeevis, is it?
No, devotees such as Tulasi and all that. So I
Yes.
said,
He's
why
talking
did
about
you
Chiranjeevis, is it?
Yeah, he's talking about Chiranjeevis. So the reason why I didn't put Chiranjeevis is because not all of them are gods. Not all of them gods. And then there's another thing is that like Ashwatthama and all that, they're characters, but they are not, like Karnan is also not in the book. Because here I focus more on gods. Because I want to talk about their portfolios and their importance in the religion. Yeah, portfolios. Right?
Yeah.
But yes, the Chiranjeevis are there, the list of them. They're also...
Except Hanuman. Hanuman is here.
Hanuman is there. He's at the end. Parshurama is there. Ashwatthama is not there. And then Garuda, even Garuda is also there. So, yeah.
I mean, earlier on you talked about in our interview how some of the deities are different. People ask questions, why are they blue and all that. What is the color of our deities in your drawings? What do they depict?
Okay. There's specific iconography for each of the deity.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about the artistic point of these gods. So minus the spiritual part and the philosophical part, they also want to show us the different culture and different art forms that we can show. Like for example, like Ardhanarishwara will be in a tribhanga posture, which means there are three curves. They will stand in such way
yes.
that there are three different postures. And then you will see Chinnamasta. Chinnamasta, the way she stands, she has the copulating couple at her base, and then she has she has a severed head. So these are all iconography. Lakshmi seen on a lotus, and then Saraswati seen with a veena. So likewise, in terms of art or the color, usually it is a representation. For example, Navagrahas. Navagrahas are the easiest to relate to. Like Mars is red, so true enough, Sevai, or in the book Mars himself, he is seen in red. He wears red color clothes, red color jewelry, red color skin also. And then Buddhan. Buddhan is yellow, and Buddhan is Mercury. So it sort of relates to also to our astronomy. And then Saniswara.
God, what Chetan does is, he is a karmic god who is a disciplinarian. He comes to discipline you.
Yeah. He's come many times.
Yes. So he is born to Chaya Devi and Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan is light. Chaya Devi is goddess of darkness or shadow. So Chaya Devi, when gave birth to Saniswara, that's the reason why Saniswara is dark in complexion. Now, astronomically, when you look at it, science, he is a lot of shadow falls on him because he's after the asteroid belt. So not much of sunlight is that falls upon him. Hence, he's seen as a dark planet. So all this are actually, there's some scientific relevance to it, and also certain iconography is made in such way so that we don't feel left out. Like we have fair people, we have dark people. So the blue-colored god actually shows us that that particular deity is dark. Ram is dark. Krishna is dark. His other name is Shama. Kali is dark. Almost close to black. So this to also.
But the black actually means depth, isn't it? Depth of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what initially what it meant.
Oh,
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Scientifically also, Durga is fair in complexion and Kali is dark. But both of them are the same. They're
Same,
Shakti,
yeah,
right?
same Shakti.
So it's actually the universe is Durga, the matter in it. The vacuum is Kali.
Oh,
Vacuum,
that's
huh?
interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh.
So vacuum does not even light doesn't appear there, right?
Yeah.
So hence.
Wow.
Another interesting thing, she went, my house is near the Perumal temple,
Okay.
So one day she took the art, she's communication with the Patarkis, the
priest.
priests. She went to get opinions from them because they are learned, you see. They know the thing. They came, they say, complaining. They asked me to draw, the gods all cannot touch the earth,
They must have a
Then-
pedum.
Then I said, what is this? That's why I saw her art all have the legs all touching.
I see.
must
so,
have a pedestal.
so I see the leg is touching the thing.
Yeah.
So I was asking her, so you better explain to that. I think
so,
the
yeah.
public need to know about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
so
that is
so
why.
it's more of like an iconography.
Okay.
It is a due respect because you see them as kings.
Okay,
so
so
they
the feet cannot touch the ground.
Cannot touch the ground.
Oh, what is it? Yeah.
It's a part of the iconography.
Oh.
So they cannot touch the ground. Yeah.
Now, I mean, we've had a lot of fun talking about all of this, but I just want to get your thoughts on this. Do you think that there is enough discussions like this taking place in Malaysia, particularly, or retelling like what you did in this book, which is beautiful? You did a retelling of the basic information, I would say, maybe of the gods. So, do you think there should be more? And I mean, what impact would it have to Hinduism in Malaysia if nobody is doing much of this retelling?
Now, can I just add on? When she was writing this book, in fact, she was doing the research.
Yeah.
My job is just to correct the language and so on. I specifically told her, don't make it like a preaching book. Don't make it a preaching because we don't have the qualities. We are not sages. But you can describe. Whatever you find and so on, you can describe. So she really tried her best, and I made sure that she doesn't preach.
Okay.
So with regards to this, from a medical point of view, now we have so many types of diseases, and when the patient comes not knowing anything, they 100% depend on the doctor. The doctor says, okay, look, I think it's time to cut your leg, and then the person will decide on, okay, yes, I will go ahead and cut my leg, which is rather illogical because the patient is completely dependent on the doctor.
For knowledge.
The one who has the knowledge is the doctor. So assuming I'm the doctor who's in charge, I can tell whatever I want, whenever I want, and the patient will just follow whatever that I'm yet to say.
Correct.
So that makes it a blind communication, whereby one person is completely not knowledgeable about the matter, and the other person is the only person who's is in authority of that particular subject and takes decision for the other person. Instead, you have an informed patient. Now you bring in the patient, you tell the patient, okay, look, you have like in my field, you have this particular brain tumor. This is how it will behave. If we do this, if we operate on you, this is the pros and cons. If we don't operate on you, this is the pros and cons. You may go and discuss. Now, for some people, they'll say, yes, I want to operate because I love my life. I want to live longer. This is the risk I'm willing to take. For some, they'll say, look, my life is not good. I'm already 75 years old. I'd rather have a peaceful life and I want to stay back home and enjoy my grandchildren, whatever time I have left. Both are correct decisions based on their preference and their priorities. Now, that's an informed decision making.
So on that note, what would be your advice to Hindus?
Yes.
And this is very important. I don't think this falls under preaching because I think a lot of Hindus, in fact, recently even one of my close family members, I opened their altar and I was like, what is this? None of the gods were connected to their life at that moment. How should Hindus select the deities to pray to?
Okay, this particular book is just to give an overview. So meaning to say, when you want something, you will know there will be something called as Ishta Devata. Sometimes you'll be inclined towards a certain deity based on their portfolio, their work, their characteristics. And there's something that'll make you inclined towards them and you want to pray to them.
But can I pray to a deity because that's related to my goal in life?
Yes, you can. Okay. Yes, you may.
I mean, that's the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Because after reading this book, I was like, I should pray to Matangi more, I think.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she's the one for a lot of speech and a lot of...
Correct. That's true. Like, for example, like myself, I want to pray to Dhanvantri, who's the god of medicine. So, yes, you must. And yes, you must have enough knowledge of what you're doing or who you're praying to so that you do not get another godman to come and give you a wrong direction. For example, recently, I do not know whether it's okay for me to mention this, but recently we've been having issue where there's a girl who went to this particular temple and there's a priest who misbehaved with her.
yes.
Yes, just very recently. So that is because of lack of knowledge. She is not somebody who is coming from the kampung side or whatever. She's well educated. She knows. It just so happened that she's not used to the normal things that are being done in the temple, and the priest took advantage.
Okay.
Godmen. So sometimes we need knowledge and we need proper gurus to guide us, but only the guidance must be an informed guidance. So I think that, let alone Malaysia, I think generally everybody needs to know how the different religions are and make or rather adapt good things from each. This one particular thing I want to say, Saraswati has a swan. That particular swan has a very special ability to distinguish between water and milk.
Milk, yeah.
Okay.
So why is this very important is because water and milk is a very gray area.
Okay.
It's not easy for you to
Not
distinguish.
easy to separate them,
Not easy to separate milk and water.
It's like
if
glass
it's
of
mixed.
water.
You put milk
put
inside.
milk,
Oh, yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Very difficult to separate them.
But the swan of Saraswati is able to distinguish milk and water.
Okay.
So Saraswati is goddess of learning, goddess of knowledge. So when you have even the swan that's with Saraswati is able to distinguish milk and water. So with Saraswati within us means with knowledge, we must be able to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, what is needed, what is not needed. Now, for example, when you look at Islam, they pray 5 times in a day. Now, you always see most of the Muslims very bersyukur. Whenever you tell them something goes wrong or something that I planned did not happen, they will say, ada hikmah di sebaliknya. They always say this. So when you see that, you realize that the religion has made them so informed, so well behaved.
yeah.
And there's something that we can adapt.
The Gurukula system was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The children go and learn from the gurus and come back. So there's a system of teaching was there.
Yeah.
But now I think that's missing now, the modern life.
Yeah.
And so on. Now I just like to point out one thing about Vinayagar, Lord Ganesha. When I was editing a work, I was all along thinking that he's a great god. Then through her I came to realize he also has Asuri qualities,
Okay.
Ganesha is also Asuric. He's just an animal like,
Yeah.
So then that's how the thing, then he portrays the thin middle line between the Asuric qualities and the Devata qualities.
Within us.
Yeah.
That is prevalent in every person. Then only I realized, our gods have guidance.
Yeah.
They do give guidance.
Because he's a god of wisdom. When you are witty or when you are wise, you remove your own obstacles, right? So he's a god of obstacle remover as well. And the second thing is, no matter how asuric quality you have, or how beastly you are, with wisdom, you can actually reform yourself and turn yourself into God.
Are priests required in the worship of gods in Hinduism? When you see like the story of Durga, how the
Yeah.
demon, he prays and then she appears to him.
Yeah.
Why do we need priests then?
I think this one, I feel this is where Hinduism encourages you to have a guru in the middle. Because the guru knows things. And here, you as a devotee do not know. So when the guru comes in, he will be able to guide. So I think that's why our system has developed, as you said, bhakti yoga. Is it? When
Yeah.
you go to temple and we pray, you cannot really approach the God directly. You need an intermediary.
I think
That's
the
all.
priest, of course, it's also of economical reason, whereby it's a type of an additional occupation that you can feed on. But more importantly, I think I would also then again use medicine as an example. You might have a particular pain, and then you want to solve your problem. You will probably try your own remedies first, but sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you need a doctor. Now, does the doctor know more than you? It's your own body. Technically, you should know your body better. So you're telling me that a doctor knows your body better than you? Yes and no. No, because yes, we do not. The doctor does not know, but the doctor might have a better knowledge and a better guidance because they are a bit more, I would say, in a way, specialization. So because they know these particular things, they probably will be able to give you a better remedy, a better prayer. For example, when they come and take your Arjuna, it's also a placebo effect. When you talk to God, most people talk to God on their own. But when they go to the temple, suddenly they have a sense of relief. Why? Are you telling me the temple and the home is two different deities there? The deity in the temple is more powerful than the one in the house? No, that's not true. But why is because the temple has created an environment. It's just like us studying.
Yeah.
Studying at home and studying in the library. It's so
but
much
also
more
it's also the
different.
stone, right? The stone that they use for the deity
Yes.
No, I
absorbs
think
negative waves.
So on a
the priests in the temple, I think they through the rituals and mantras and so on, they are able to create the environment.
And that's one.
But even if you look in the Mahabharata, the classic way of Ekalavya, I think
Yeah.
that's his name?
Yes.
The way he,
Eklavya.
The one who shoots the arrow.
Yeah.
when he's the one who kills Krishna, he shoots the arrow to his feet.
That's a different
Yeah,
group.
that's actually a different person.
Drona's-
But regarding the one that without the guru, is it? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
what you're
So
coming to?
he loved Krishna.
Yes.
And then by praying, he meets him by himself.
yeah.
There is no intermediary, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think it's not priests I'm talking about. I think that's just for
Yeah.
a bit of tongue in cheek. But there should, in Hinduism, it seems like there is no intermediary between you and God. You discovering God or
Yes.
finding Him
Yes.
is between you and Him.
Definitely. Definitely 101%.
But sorry, that it's not the Ekalavya, is it? Who shoots the arrow to
Ekalava
Krishna?
is the one
no.
in Drona.
Yeah.
He learns the Drona is the guru for the Pandavas,
Yes, where he hides and learns.
He hides and
Yeah.
so he creates a statue of Drona and then learns.
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
So
He loses his thumb in the process.
Yes.
so Drona,
But who kills Krishna? Who shoots him in the feet?
It's
That's a
actually
different one.
totally a hunter.
A hunter,
Yeah.
okay.
But Ekalavya is a real good example. Without a guru, he was actually a better archer than Arjuna. Yeah. Drona had to take the thumb purely because he promised Arjuna that you will be my best disciple.
best archer. Best archer.
Best archer.
So Guru
Yes.
also play a role.
Yes.
The bad way also. So
Yeah.
there we go. The balance of good and evil
Yes,
there. There
yes.
we go.
In that matter, actually, we are supposed to have a conversation with God. Okay, but why is it that why do we have intermediaries, or why do we have temple of worship or whatever not? Is also because it one is there's a placebo effect, definitely, because you take the trouble to go to the temple, do whatever pujas that you want to do, and you say, look, God, I've broken 108 coconuts to you. I'm definitely getting my A's in SPM. Ganesha doesn't need your coconuts, actually. He'll be like, please, I'm God. I can,
Why do I need your
Yeah,
coconuts?
why do I need your coconuts,
Would you want 108
Yes.
coconuts?
Yes, exactly. But it also gives us a sense of confidence. Yes, I've done this
That we
for
did
God.
something.
Yeah, so this is going to happen for me. That's one. On the scientific note, most of our idols, rather southern India, is made out of granite. Northern India is more of marbles.
Okay.
Granite stone is known to be like a sponge. The material is like a sponge.
Yeah.
In fact,
So-
now the Kotumuliyar temple, they're trying to break it and put granite there. No?
Yeah.
I think maybe because of
Yeah.
the scientific reasons.
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
So granite absorbs. So all the hymns and chants actually plays with our mind. For example, Lalita Sahasranamam, and then you have your Kanda Shashti Kavacham and Hanuman Chalisha. This actually ignites certain nerves in us and also certain energies. So you will get the virtue, or rather the value of that particular deity. Like Hanuman Chalisha makes you stronger and more confident. And then Kanda Shashti Kavacham makes you braver. And then Sahasra Namam actually brings you to the manifestation, the Turiya state. So it alters with our brain waves. So these, when it's chanted in a temple, and then we turn around the deity, we create a type of magnetic field. And the temple is, the Vigraham is created in such a way that the alloys and the metals that they use, during Kumbhabhishekam, the kalasam on top of the Gopuram is made out of metals that can conduct very good electricity. So a lightning or any strike of lightning or any energy from the universe or from the space can be directly brought down to our Gopuram. That's why they say when you go enter the temple, you must enter through the Gopuram. There's a physics to it. And then on top of that, why do we wear saris and why do we wear dhotis, veshtis and whatever not? It's because you want to expose the stomach area, because that is the best absorption for all this magnetic field.
Really?
Yes. And the third thing is you're supposed to wear...
Now only I know.
Wow.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
third thing is you're supposed to wear gold. The reason why, females wear gold and whatever not,
It's a
even
conductor.
men have gold, is because a good conductor. So you take that energy and you feel energized after you leave temple. Yes. And on top of that, after you pray, you're supposed to sit in the temple, and they want you to sit near to the tuna, near to the tiang. Why? Because the pillars will also resonate that energy. So olden temples were all built in granite, were all built in very good stone and stonework. But of course now we have, tiles and cement. But even then, it still does its job.
Why did you end the book with the Gayathri Mantra?
Okay, the Gayathri Mantra. What is very interesting in this particular thing is every deity is on her own or on his own. Meaning to say, let's forget about Shiva and Vishnu and whatnot. I want to pray to, let's say, Lakshmana. You can attain the fulfilled pathway.
But he's not a god.
He's not a god. But if you do take him as a deity for yourself, or for example, if you even take Nidra Devi, for example,
Yeah.
goddess of sleep, she can be the person who's going to pivot you towards moksha or liberation or towards you self-realizing. So likewise, Gayatri is more all-encompassing because she is the one
The energy.
who is the one who takes that particular deity's, absorbs that particular deity's energy or virtue, and she enlightens you. Gayatri Mantra literally talks about us liberating ourselves from all this illusion and the noise of the mind.
I think Gayathri Mantra was actually created by Vishwamitra.
Yes.
Okay.
He is a great sage.
Yeah.
From Kshatriya, he became Brahma Rishi, isn't it?
Yes. Correct.
So he has invented this Gayathri thing. I think Gayathri is the energy of that
Yeah.
particular.
Yes. For example, every deity has got their own Gayathri Mantra. But when,
Yes.
I always thought that it was a mantra just for Durga Devi.
no.
I too thought Gayatri just a deity, a woman,
Yeah.
lady goddess.
No.
But actually, every god has a Gayatri mantra.
Wow.
Yeah, like for example, Vishnu, it is Om Namo Narayana, Om Narayanaya Vitmahi, Vasudevaya Dhimahi, Danno Vishnu Prashodayat. But for Shiva,
Oh.
is Om Tat Purushaya Vitmahi, Mahadevaya Dhimahi, Danno Rudra Prashodayat. So every deity, every Navagraha, every being, every deity, every god has got their own Gayatri Mantra. But when you recite the Gayatri Mantra alone, takes all the energy and gives you the same benefit.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Another thing-
sorry, yes.
Another thing which I like to emphasize, I use this atmosphere to emphasize, temple going, it is something like pouring petrol to your car.
Yes, it keeps you going.
Keeps you going.
Yeah. Definitely. I agree.
So, because you go there, there's all, people come with problems, they throw their problems and pray and go back.
Yeah.
So it's a place of peace and
Yeah,
prayers. So we go to temple, we get energy from the deity.
Okay.
And we go back, our problems seem to be a bit lesser. So I think temple going is good.
Definitely.
So
yeah, sorry.
that's how that when she came to me, she asked me, what shall I do? Because she want to write Ramayana. I said, Ramayana is not available.
But one thing I do think that there is one book, forgot the name of the book, another fantastic book written by an Indian author from India. He took the Mahabharata and he flipped it. He looked at it from the side
Oh,
of
the other
Vignesh.
side, yes.
From Ignition.
Is it the one?
Is it a Malaysian author?
No. Oh, he did.
Now,
flipped it
Ramayana,
on the other
the other
side,
way is Mahabharata.
No. The Mahabharata tells Krishna in a good light.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
tells
yeah.
Krishna in a bad light.
Oh, yes.
Very interesting.
Yes,
Very
yes.
Oh, that
Oh, no, I've read this book. I forgot who's the author. Yeah, it's a very...
Neelakandan, something like that.
Yeah, correct.
Now, let's end it with this. What do you wish people take away after reading this book?
Okay. So what I'm doing with this book is very simple.
Okay.
I'm saying, hey, Lord Ganesha, meet my friend, person A, who bought the book.
Okay.
And person A, meet Lord Ganesha. Now you shake hands. Now you know each other. That's about it.
Okay.
Later on, if you all want to meet up for a cup of coffee, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because I feel when you know, you understand the art behind it. Because here, you must understand that despite me studying medicine and writing the book and being spiritually inclined, I am more of an art person, whereby I enjoy the art part of it, the culture part of it. So when
philosophy behind,
the
yeah.
philosophy behind. So as you understand the art behind it, why certain gods and goddesses are portrayed in such certain ways, instead of looking at the religion in a barbaric way, you would understand the philosophy behind. You'll also understand how people many, many years ago thought. What was the thinking process like? What were they giving emphasis to?
Yeah.
And how human-like gods can be. And even gods can not be perfect. So that will allow us to be, slightly kinder to ourselves and also be able to relate ourselves to specific gods, and also can induce people to enjoy the mythology and the Hindu culture rather.
How about you, Doctor?
My purpose is, I have been always, since young, when my kids, I have a daughter and a son, they wanted bedtime stories. So I have to pick up some stories. So what the stories that can relate. So somehow I told Ramayana stories, Mahabharata stories. That's how I picked up. So from there, then when she came with her Form 5 waiting time, I said, and she's good in art. Drawings, she's the one who drew, no? So I said, why don't you use these talents and start? So when she was writing it, when I was editing, I am fascinated by Hinduism. In fact, he's my guru. Not my daughter, she's my guru. So I learned from there. Then I find that, hey, it's a very interesting storyline, So then I found that Hinduism teaches you to be charitable. In fact, charitable is, even Lakshmi itself says, do dharma. So charity is one of them. Amma, I like you to tell the story about Swaha.
Oh,
Swaha.
okay.
Yeah, I think our audience need to know about Swaha.
Okay, let's talk Swaha.
Okay. I'm afraid I might anchor them also now. Okay. So
You've been doing that a lot.
So we have Agni,
Yeah.
god of fire, and then Agni is this ferocious, very heaty guy, So he had this liking towards the Saptarishis' wives. And then at that time he desired them, but he knows that it is against the norm and he'll be subjected to the curse from all the Saptarishis.
Yeah.
So he can't, go ahead and do his deeds with the females.
Yeah.
So because he's the different types of Agni, so this particular Agni we call Yagna Agni, the one that when you pray in the house. So most of these rishis will be doing Yagna in their house. So that time he was checking them out, checking the females out, right? And then he had this desire, but of course he can't act on it. And that time he had a female nymph rather, who had a crush on him. And her name is Swaha.
I mean, this is what fascinates us.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Right.
it seems that our gods also evolved as time went on. They became
Thank
more
God.
politically correct,
Thank
and
God.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
God,
what-
pun intended.
yeah, especially from Indra to Agni,
Yes.
and then now Shiva and Vishnu are a bit more relaxed.
Now, when I was editing her work, hey, it looks interesting. I told her to tell me.
Yeah.
Then she told me,
So Swaha had a crush, and she realized that he was checking them out. So what she did was she took form of each of the
sage's wife.
sage's wife, and she went on with Agni in their form. So Agni was very happy to be able to act on it. Meanwhile,
He could fulfill his
Swaha and Swaha too enjoyed her time.
Okay.
And then during this particular time, what Swaha did was she could take the form of 6 of the sages' wives, except for one, which is Anusuya. Anusuya is Vashishta's wife. She's very pure. So she's unable to take the form. So after the 6th one, she had to confess to Agni. She said, look, actually it was me all along. The 6 that you had, it was not them, it was me. So Agni was very thankful because he said, look, I've desired for them and I have managed to fulfill my lust, thankfully to you, without getting into the bad books of the sages. Because, or else I would be subjected to really heavy curse.
Okay.
So you actually saved me, and the fact that you also love me, I think it's only fair that we become husband and wife. So he said that anybody who prays to me must say Swaha. Anybody who gives me anything has to say Swaha. Only then I'll accept.
Mantras comes in.
Only then I'll accept. So when they will say, no, Agni is
So
Swaha, Surya is
our
Swaha.
giving,
Yeah.
whatever we give to Agni, so that he will carry the
Message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we say Swaha.
Yeah, if you notice in Yagnas, we bribe Agni first. We give him nice ghee and neigh, and then we give him a
He's
little
actually
rice.
messenger.
Yeah, we're actually bribing him first and telling, look, you're so beautiful, so nice. Agni, you're so strong and nice. I would like you to call upon Vishnu because I have to tell Vishnu to do this, or I have to tell Shiva to do this.
Yeah, that I read somewhere that is why we use fire in the altar, because that is the gateway or the
Because,
portal to the gods.
He is the messenger.
Yes.
Okay.
He tells our prayers to higher up,
To the higher gods.
He carries our messages.
Which in Greek is Mercury.
Hermes.
Hermes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So he
Yeah.
tells our messengers.
Okay.
He carries the messengers.
Okay.
So in fact, I also used to think, why is that we are putting our sari there, new sari?
Yes. We're actually giving the gods the due, like Tirthattu like that. So we're giving them the due. Okay, look, I've bought this nice sari for you, Amman. So Amman has come down. Okay, I'm going to give you this sari. So we assume that they are there to take,
Accept our prices.
accept our
Accept
gifts.
offering. Offering is the right word.
Yeah, offering.
So we offer.
Yeah. So hence, every time now, when you go for a prayer,
Swaha.
when they say Swaha, you're going to say, hey, I know what you
I
did.
know what you did. Agni. Well, guys, I've really enjoyed you all being here. We should do another one, in time.
Hopefully one that gets me to heaven.
Yes, because today you really offended a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of the gods. Thank God there's no Agni here too. Guys,
we need to enjoy your conversation.
thank you so much, Doctor.
Yes.
To both you doctors, thank you for being here. Guys, the book is Divinity in Diversity, Hinduism Illustrated. Teaches us more about our Hindu deities. And I love the art as well. Fantastic art in this. Thanks to the author. So guys, thank you so much. Links will be in the description. Please get Divinity in Diversity, Hinduism Illustrated. We'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.